This is Sandra Rodriguez. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very happy because today we have a wonderful fashion designer joining us on this interview series. His name is Bernie Martin. How are you, Bernie?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm so glad that you were able to join us. Now, to all of our friends, I wanted to let them know that you are a designer based out of the Midwest, but your inspiration comes from all over the world. Can you tell us a little bit, Bernie, about where you find inspiration for your fabulous clothes?
Definitely. Uh, I'm Bernie Martin and traveling was, I want to say something that was embedded into me at a young age. My family is from the island of Haiti, and also we are also partially Cuban. From my grandmother is from Santiago de Cuba, so migrated in Haiti at a very young age. So therefore, for us, the whole idea of traveling and getting inspired was always something in my own imagination, remembering life stories from my grandparents, telling them me how they move around and so on, and little stories from Cuba and so on and so on. So for me, finding inspiration was definitely something that was embedded at an early age. And finding inspiration, I went through Africa, Asia, Europe, and a different part of the U.S. also, to accumulating a storyline in order to presenting it in my collections.
That is fantastic, Bernie. How wonderful that you have had the opportunity to travel the world. And I also know that you personally have been a force, an instrumental force in the Midwest Fashion Week. Can you let us know a little bit more about what that is?
Yes, the Midwest Fashion Week started out of my first collection that I created back in 2005. So it seems like a long time ago, right? And out of that collection, the overwhelm questions that we have received and people that came to us at the time gave us the initiative, gave us the inspiration to start the Midwest Fashion Week. And the Midwest Fashion Week, from that on, started is on march towards a goal that was not established yet in the Midwest. Of course, there were tons of designers and different groups doing their own independent thing. However, the Midwest came as a word to somewhat organize the whole entire 13 state that encompasses the Midwestern culture of the Midwest, you know, versus when you hear New York and LA and Miami, they each have their own culture of what we call the fashion industry. For instance, if I take you to Europe, you go to Paris, you're gonna experience a Parisian fashion week. If you take you to New York, you're gonna embed yourself into a New York style of fashion week. And LA is the same thing. So we did not have at the time a organization that for say that organized the entire culture and presenting it to the mainstream media of what you call the North American Fashion Council, you would like to call it, of the fashion industry, and that's what we got ourselves engaged with.
That is very interesting, Bernie, especially because fashion weeks really do need to reflect and also take into consideration what is needed or what is popular locally. Of course, whatever buyers
Exactly.
meeting their clients' request, the local flavor, should we say.
Of course.
Wonderful, Bernie. And Bernie, I wanted to ask you, who would be your ideal person to dress? Who is your muse, or who do you design for?
Oh my God, there are so many, you know. But I must say that I'm really into dressing people of power in the sense that to make them feel humane again. Does that make sense? Because they are so much on the go, and some of them don't really have time to even make a decision on what to wear, on how
Right.
to dress, on how to present themselves. And clothes, a lot of people don't. Some people might argue that what I'm about to tell you or not has a very much a human value or self-expression of who you are as an individual that passes through time. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
You
Yes.
know, so if you're looking at every leaders, you know, from the dawn of man to now, they each iconically have a way of presenting themselves, you know, and the way they dress can tell you more effectively on who they are as an individual. So for me, I'm very passionate about dressing men of power just because I want them to feel the humanity before they make any um, I want to say lavish decision, you know, because they had that power. Does that make sense?
Very much so, Bernie. So, would you say that your clothes help bring out whatever power or personality the person has on the inside?
Yes, the best of the person.
What?
Yeah, the best of the person. More so on not the cocky, you know, not the I know it all type of attitude. More of a self assurance of that I've been put here in that position to express something that is needed not only of me but of my participation or my contribution to that uh, reason that I'm here. So my clothes help them communicate that more effectively, you know, because before you even deliver a speech, the very first thing anyone gonna see of you, they're not gonna see the car, the kind of car you drive. They're not gonna see your resume. They're not gonna see what kind of school you go to. They're not gonna see what kind of accent you have. So your clothes will deliver a mental note on your listener or whoever is there in front of you on a powerful sentence, you know, that is far more effective than beyond you can even imagine. It's more as a psychological warfare, you know, and that goes on. And when you go to Europe, for instance, you will see those guys when they are presenting themselves. It's oh my God, those Italian, forget it. I like to call them the murder the scene.
Absolutely. Well, it's fascinating what you're saying, Bernie, because you are very much correct in that when people see us initially, they form their own opinions, they have their own perception, and it is very immediate. And sure enough, the very first thing they see is us personally, not what we have, like you said, not what we have elsewhere or what's inside, but what they see first. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm so glad that you brought that up because that is a very fascinating topic.
Yeah, and I learned a lot of that in my time that I experienced when I used to live in Africa, in and out the different tribes, the way they carry their scars, their marking, their yes, their personal statement of their furs, their hats. There's some that carry scars under their eyes. It was personal um, marking of letting the person they are encountering who they are, and what they are and what are they about to do, which was very important as well.
Yes, absolutely. By the way, we just saw a few of your designs on the screen. Wonderful, so that our friends can see what you do. Also, I mean, we're not done yet, but
Yeah,
could you give us your website address so that people can look you up as soon as we're done?
definitely. My website is catoowear.com. It is a CATOUWEAR.com. And right at the moment, we specialize on personal attire for individual or groups or anyone that desire a special content on the body.
You're
We do,
seeing
of
on the
course.
screen is lovely, lovely, beautiful, beautiful clothes, Bernie. Bernie, I wanted to ask you a very specific question, very much in line with this point in history that we're living through.
Yeah,
Just like fashion creates, as you were saying, a statement when we're out and about, when we're out in the world, is there a way that we can use clothes to lift our mood and lift our spirits right now that we're locked up at home? Is there
definitely.
some kind of clothes that you would suggest we try now that we're locked inside, or what
Yeah,
would you suggest?
definitely, for sure, 100%. And I say to you, especially people that are married, if you are listening, uh, believe it or not, do quick change around the house. Go to your closet, put on something sexy on. Because
Okay.
that can avoid dark colors, you know, apply bright colors that will definitely set up a lot of different mood, and also lighten up the atmosphere that you're in. Let's say that well, right now you're being quarantined, you're locked up with not only with kids, with people, and so on and so on. Colors can definitely have a big psychology in our way of thinking during those moments. And those clothes, those colors I'm referring to, is not just for you as a parent or as individual only. Whoever you live with in the house can see. And I strongly suggest it because colors will bring a lot of positiveness into your body, and it also will attract positiveness as well. Because now our psychology is everywhere. Some people are thinking about negative stuff. Some people are very hopeful of the future. So colors, definitely, I would say avoid dark colors, anything black, anything dark gray. Trying to use white, bright pink, bright orange, bright green, anything that has life, colors that have life. And even if it is a scarf on your neck, a hat, anything.
That is a
Yes,
lovely idea. Wonderful suggestion for our friends. Because really, I mean, people are feeling depressed, and what you're
exactly.
suggesting is a very quick and very simple way to really boost your mood. I
Of
absolutely
course.
agree.
Yeah. Matter of fact, turn your house into a fashion show. You
Yes.
know? Yeah, go to the closet and say, honey, I'm about to come out. And next thing you're wearing like 5 outfits. Ask him or her, what do you think? It's all about playing those and keep that guessing mentality that we were having before, and now we are like that. We're not having that guessing anymore. Everything that was expected is already expected.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I have to say that, I mean, this is also a wonderful time. I don't know if you agree, to
Yeah,
clean out your closet, remove things that are not working, and then soon you can fill it back up with things that you do like, maybe clothes by our friend Bernie Martin. What do you think?
No, absolutely. It is absolutely a greatest time to figure it out who you are as an individual when you come to self-expression through clothes. Um, you have all this time in your hand, and I bet you a lot of people they were so busy in their life, which I've met so many of my where their closet is full of clothes they not only no longer wear anymore, but at the same time they kept it there just in case, and they're not really thinking that how much of the old clothes create a lot of frustration in their wardrobe when they are trying to make a decision on what to wear. So it is like as you mentioned, it is a perfect time to what you call either keep what you really enjoy, or if there is something that you really did enjoy in the past, you can revisit that and see how you can perhaps reintroduce that into your wardrobe again. That could be a good match, you know. Or if there's certain things that no longer fit, and you have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, you know what, this gotta go, you know.
Exactly. Yes. Not it's not necessary to hang on to things that are no longer working. Absolutely.
Exactly. Absolutely, yes.
Bernie, I also wanted to ask you a question. This is something that I struggle with when things get back to normal and people go back into the office.
Yeah.
What is a wardrobe trick or a wardrobe tip that you could suggest for when people are going straight from the office to something more interesting like date night or a gallery opening or a wine tasting or out with friends? How can you transition easily and fashionably from office to playtime?
For the rules are different for men and for women.
Okay.
Since you asked me for yourself, and I can't 100%. It has to be with the type of environment of work that you do. One quick trick you can do definitely is a scarf. Okay, for women, just having your hair put back and wearing a scarf definitely showcase not only the friendliness because it highlight the contour of your jawline, and it make your smile even wider. So therefore, you look more inviting. Does that make sense? And
Absolutely.
depends on what kind of scarf it is. I will strongly suggest to wear something not only colorful but that has entertainment like in it, that has a storyline. For instance, a scarf that has like flowers in the middle of a spring. Of course, it's a very maybe tulips, maybe roses, and what it does, it those are what you call conversation pieces. You know, it easy attract the opposite person to have a conversation versus if you show up in your work outfit, you have a strong jacket on, and then you have a shirt tucked in, and you're looking like, and then your hair is all over your face. Nobody see you. Nobody care.
Correct.
Look inviting. It's basically you look like you like this, or in front of the in front of them.
Yes. No, I think you're absolutely right. And Bernie, what about for men?
For men, men has a more what you call a easier trick. You know, they can always remove the necktie, okay, or they can untuck their pants, depending on what kind of pants they're wearing, you know, and leave a jacket on, and that always does the trick. Or they can remove their jacket and tuck off their shirt and so on. And they can also wear a scarf too, by the way. Men can always wear a scarf. I find it very interesting in North America. People don't find it sexy in men to wear a scarf, you know, but it's a huge deal in Europe for men to wear scarf, and also in so many different cultures. Where do men do wear scarf?
That's true, and it's a wonderful accessory, a very interesting accessory, of course.
Yeah.
Bernie, what message would you like to give to our Heart of Hollywood friends?
The message is the time that we are going through right now is only temporary, and that the future is bright,
Yeah.
and you can look at your windows. There are several things that do tell us that um, there is a life waiting for us out there, you know. And fashion is a way to express that. And I'm looking forward for that new season to come out and for me to express myself fully to that. And people within your organization of Heart of Hollywood should definitely take a look at their windows and see all those beautiful flowers that are growing, the birds are singing in their doors, you know, if they have kids, the new things they are learning from them, and also what they are learning, what they are teaching and what their kids are teaching them as well. So all those things are very positive. Don't worry about the financial things that are troubling your mind. Don't worry about the uncertainty about some economic stuff that are going on. But if you're looking ahead, there's more positive than negative. I think.
Absolutely. I love your wonderful sense of optimism, your positivity. It's very, very clear to me that you're not only a wonderful fashion designer, but a wonderful person. And Bernie, if our friends are interested in either shopping your collection or visiting the Midwest Fashion Week as soon as things get back to normal, should they go directly to your website for information, or is there another way that they can reach you?
Yeah, definitely my website has a message box. You can definitely send us, and I have my entire team working with us and send us the information. That will be a 100% way to communicate. And of course, our email is Martin. That will be my first initial of my first name and my last name Martin at catchwear.com to ask me any questions or if you want to have my service as well. And definitely, I love talking about fashion, as you can tell.
Yes, I
You
can
know,
tell.
I enjoy having conversation and about the world of fashion and what it has to offer and how it is very much a part of our life.
Absolutely. Bernie, you know, it has been a real treat to speak with you. I loved speaking about fashion and I loved being able to speak with you specifically. Thank
And
you so much for joining us.
thank you for having me, and totally give us the opportunity to not only share our content, but at the same time share with the world the vision of what tomorrow will bring us instead of focusing on what today is. You know, uh, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Bernie. And to our friends out there watching, I do want to remind you that submissions are now being accepted for the Heart of Hollywood upcoming online film festival. The streaming platform is very soon to be launched. So if any of you has any finished content as to movies, videos, TV series, web series, anything around those lines that they are looking to distribute, definitely give Heart of Hollywood a call, and you will be surprised at what Heart of Hollywood can do for you. And thank you for everybody that was watching. Thank you once again to Bernie Martin, fashion designer, head of the midweek
Hmm.
West Fashion Week. It was so lovely to be with you. Thank you, Bernie. Goodbye.